And nobody wants to do that because they hurt themselves. They got to go through the glass now, you know. So check your windows, check your doors. Know where all your, especially for homeowners here, if you want to shut off your stuff, we've had hurricanes, we've had blackouts, we've had terrorist attacks. All right, a lot of times they tell me, which I love, you know, evacuate. I evacuate. I'm staying home because I hate traffic as it is. I'm not going to get stuck. You know, can you imagine evacuating New York City in a hurricane? Come on, man. You know, one accident on the Triborough Bridge or whatever, and everything is backed up, and I'm going to evacuate. No. If I can evacuate at home, what I'm going to do is I'm going to know how to shut off my gas, my electric, and all my sewers, because that way there's no danger of a backup. There's no danger of the pipes bursting and gas getting into the house. So you look in. Ask your plumber, ask your electrician how to shut them off. It's usually easy. If there's a pipe going this way and the valve is the same way as the pipe, it means it's open. If the valve is like this, it means it's locked. And you'll see that because if you go home now and you check it, they should be open. Or you're not getting any gas or anything, you know. So that's very important to know because in an emergency, you don't have the time to think about, you know, these kind of things. What is this?
Magazine.
Right. It's not a weapon, right?
Yeah.
Stop her off.
Doing it again.
See, now she's fighting back. You like that, huh? Right. It's not a weapon, but if you take this and you turn like this, in jails, they love doing this. Take a rubber band and you hit somebody like that, they're going to hurt. It's going to make a big difference in their attitude to you. All right? Because you don't have a weapon, right? If you, what is this? It's a sock, right? You're running away at home and there's somebody chasing you and you lock yourself in the bathroom and say, oh my God, there's nothing in here. There's a can of aerosol spray, there's a bar of soap. My husband left his socks, that bastard, I keep telling him to leave, you know, and he doesn't do it. Well, again, from our jails, you take this and you go like this and you hit like that. That'll hurt. That hurt me. All right? It's a sock. It's a bar of soap. But yet, put together, and you swing that at somebody's head. And that head is going to be hurting, all right? And you're in the bathroom with no weapons at all, but you don't think. You got to think ahead. You got to sort of plan ahead. I'll leave all sorts of things. Now, what is this? All right, you guys are all right. Now, with a hammer, we know that, like guns, hammers can be used for bad or good, right? If I'm a workman or somebody, I'm going to use it. A hammer is just a hammer. But if, like that guy in Philadelphia, he took it out of his bag and he started beating the guy. Now, a hammer is a bad thing. But there are improvised weapons. There are things that obviously we can use that we know are. But there are things that we can use that nobody would even think about, that if you take a little bit of time and you think about it, there are so many things. A magazine, a sock, a stick, obviously, and people undervalue sticks. If you notice, cops in riot gear and stuff like that, people say, you know, you hit them. Never ever take a stick like this and hit somebody over the head. If you can, use it like they do. Like if you see guys in the riots with the service, where they poke and they don't let you get a chance, because everybody will go to grab it. That's the first thing everybody does. And you may get a good shot in, but if you go like this, I won't use it again, I promise. If you go like this, what happens is, by the time you get it in and come back, the person does not have a chance to use it against you. All right? And everybody tells you, don't use a weapon because you use it against you. So what am I supposed to do? Not use anything? There are ways to be smart about it, because if you can control the situation, and this is a piece of wood out of a tree in my backyard. You know, very nice, very, very light bamboo, but if I hit somebody with this, it'll hurt, and it doesn't take a genius. You kind of have to be in control of things and kind of understand that it's all about what you, in a calm situation, can do to help yourself, and that's what all this is about. Now, it's late, everybody's been tired, everybody worked late. Are there any questions or anything that anybody would like to know specifically? Otherwise, yes, young lady.
Is mace illegal?
Yes and no. In most states, you can actually use it, and the young lady asked about it. And in New York, we kind of were ambivalent about it. It was illegal for a long time, now it's not, and yet it is. What's funny is you can buy it, kind of like, but you can't use it, or vice versa. I forget what, and I'll be honest, why I don't like mace, because I've used mace, and I got none myself. Oh my God, that stuff hurts. And you know what? What I like about mace is it's at the whim of the wind, and in a panic situation, when panic happens, all our fine motor skills go down the drain. where I could pick this up right now when I'm panicking, I can't even do this. And I'm supposed to take a little thing of mace with a little bitty towel, and I'm supposed to go remember that I'm hopefully pointing it at you and not at me, and go, hold on, it's in my damn pocket. I'm shaking. I'm picking up a damn big stick because at least I can handle the stick. I cannot, you know, because I'm scared. All right, you know.
No, but if somebody's walking home late at night from a bus stop,
It's a great thing.
and because I used to do this, I used to
Yes.
walk with my pepper spray stick right to
Right.
my hand, ready to push if somebody.
Very good. Don't ever walk home from the bus stop or
happens to pass you, right?
you know what?
No, they
Don't
have to
sneak
do
up on
that
her.
threateningly.
See, but that's good because you're ready and you're willing to use it. Just don't, like I said, don't sneak up on her because, man, you know, hi, honey. You know? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. You know? Like I said, the only thing I don't like about it is there's blowback.
Right, right.
And, you know, that hurt. I mean, I've never felt pain like that, just on my hand, never mind on my face. So it does work. I just don't recommend it only because there are much better things that you can use. Like I said, the pen, the last improvised weapon. I'm going to show you a little trick. All those pens I gave you, it's probably one of the last legal things that you can use in this city and that you will not get into trouble for. And if you use it, let's say a steel pen or even this one here. If, come here, dear. First time. All right. Stand over here a second. Now, put your hand over here. If I go to slap this young lady like this, probably won't move at all, right? I'm going to punch her now, right? And I go like that, all right? Now, I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to just do this real, there we go. What happens is, the difference between slapping somebody, even punching somebody, and like doing this, even automatically, if she's coming at me, and I have this in my hand, I now have a weapon. It's called a kubotan in Japanese martial art. And a kubotan is just a simple piece of steel or wood that's bigger than your hand, that sticks out on both sides, and that if I have to fight back and I'm like her, and I'm a little weaker than the guy that she's fighting for, and I have this thing in my hand, as you mentioned earlier, I can just do that, and let me tell you, that'll do. Whereas if I do this, maybe, you know, it'll make an impression. Even a punch won't make as much of an impression. If I do this, trust me, either this way, or, you know, it gives you, plus it makes a much better fist. And what happens is, with this, with the kubotan, it gives you, you know what's the difference? If I release 100 flies in here, everybody say, well, that's annoying, you know, flies there, flies. If I release 100 bees in here, you'd all be out the door. And you know why? Because nobody wants to mess with a stinger. And this makes you a bee instead of a fly. Because if I have this in my hand, she's already back. She's thinking, well, this guy's a little right? You know, but she's worried over a pen, right? And the pen works. I mean, I use knives all the time, and please, I'm sorry, have a seat. Yes, poor woman. Thank you so much, brother.
You're welcome.
And of course, you don't. If you want to use a gun, I'm not against guns or knives. They're just tools. We all know how to scream? Right, we all know how to scream, right? No, we don't. Because if I tell you, I'm going to attack you right now, scream, you'll go, because you're like upset about, worried about maybe making too loud a noise, this and that. If I tell you, your scream is going to save the little boy from getting hit by that bus, scream. Now you'll scream. You know why? Because you're worried about somebody else. Now you're not worried about everybody else because you're trying to save a life. So what happens is, in that context, scream is wonderful. Scream works really well. And you know what works really well too? Stop! Right there! And you're going, damn. He's loud, but that yelling, why people, martial artists, scream when they hit somebody, besides the follow through, besides the noise is, if I do this, and I go, hit it! The difference, really, I'm like, wow, you know. And same thing, screams, and women can scream, oh my God, I've heard, like my, you know, like Storm, yeah, you know, X-Men, my God, it's like, you know, it really,
No, but
it works
sometimes
very well.
I've noticed when have been very scared,
Yes.
I couldn't scream.
Yes, it happens a lot. A panic is a
Right,
very
panic.
scary thing, but you have to kind of calm yourself down and try to control. And it's hard. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I say these things, and people tell you can do this, but you got to practice. You got to make sure. So screaming is good. You got to almost practice that, and you got to really be loud, and you got to be forceful about it. Okay? And if it works, it does work. Like a slap and a scream. Bill, come on a second. Oh, he's got rings on. A person grabs it, and you want to stop him. A good slap like that, and a scream at the same time. I'm sorry. I was saying, no! You know, I mean, it works with dogs and kids. Because dogs and kids are more intuitive than people. People, we've been kind of like dulled through the years, but dogs and kids, if you have an authoritative voice, it works with children, it works with dogs. They kind of listen to that, and they listen to the tone of it more than what you're saying. I could be saying puppy, but if I say it loud enough, and the dog is going to woo, you know, same thing here, all right? So, Scream does work. Same kind of scam that I was talking about with the, you know, getting the flat tire. It's another way to get your attention, and you say, gee, there's a paper over there, and you go to read it, and when you go out, obviously, that piece of paper is just a scam. There's nothing on there, and it gets you out of the car. And sometimes as a message, I forget, because they've used variations of this, where they have a message or something, it means nothing at all, it's just a way to get you out. And of course, everybody's going to look, right? If I see an orange thing, I'm like, oh, damn, you know, it's a ticket. But if you see a piece, especially because you might think, maybe somebody hit my car, and you want to see what it is before you, so you get out, and that's when they get you. And doors, I absolutely hate the sliding doors, because unless you put in plexiglass or some kind of safety glass, it's a big-ass door with no safety at all. And they have the same itty-bitty locks. There are ways to stop that, and people use it. It's a long bar that can be put either at mid-level or on the bottom. And they actually have two things. That's a lock that locks at the end where the door slides when you lock it, that you can lock it when it's fully locked. And what you should actually do is, if you want to leave your door open, like windows open, I didn't say it earlier, if you drill those holes and you pull the window up that much, you can actually leave your window open safely in the summer, because a lot of times people sweat. Oh, I'm not going to open my window because somebody might break in. Now you're sweating in your apartment. So what you do is you put two sets of holes, one fully closed, and one when it's only this high that nobody can get in their hands, but you still get a breeze, like on a night like tonight, it's beautiful out, you know. So, and those kind of things, those doors, I would rather that they didn't put them in, but of course all the new construction, all the big beautiful homes, all have these sliding glass doors, which if you use safety glass and you use those locks and the other little locks, it should be a lot better. Any other questions?
Okay, self-defense classes for women.
Yes, what about that?
What would you recommend women do if they wanted to learn more?
That's a very good question. And what I usually tell people is this. Everybody should take martial arts, everybody should take something, everybody should run, everybody should do some kind of exercise, because when you're in better physical shape, you're in better mental shape. You really want to be understanding that all you're learning about is ways to potentially stop yourself from being a victim. And there are so many ways. And if you learn a lot of this stuff, and hopefully thanks to QPTV, it'll be a tape, and I'll be glad to, you know, give you guys tapes. It's a way that we can all make ourselves a little harder targets, and that's what you really want to do. So thank you very much.
I want to thank you. I think this was a lot of good information. I hope everybody thought that they gained something of value, because I think it really is of value. I hope that you will go home and you share this with your sisters, your daughters, your friends, because I think there's a lot of things here that can be helpful to us in our daily lives. And I hope that you think about the things that he said. You know, a lot of good stuff.